welcome back to Citizen Sleep. I hope you have an amazing day. Right, we got back here yesterday, last session. Obviously a few of my dice are doing worse for wear, but it's fine. We've done quite a lot. We need to help member, investigate, export, and recon Darkside. What we need to do now is have a little refuel, is what I'm thinking. Obviously we're low on everything, so supplies not as worried about. It's the fuel which is the issue, but then the only blessing from that, fuel being the only issue, is fuel is very, very cheap. Do some of this and some money as well. End up buying loads of fuel while I'm here, I think. How's everyone doing? If you're watching this, you're one of the few. I know the series doesn't do particularly well on YouTube, but I appreciate you if you're around. Legend. It's just one of those things, isn't it? Right, me. Just bit my tongue. Drinking fat. Oh. Impressive. Certain skill set. Now, the only thing I don't know, do I actually need to feed the cat? Various part of the crew now, but likes to spend their time in the supply store. Person rubs against the side, just glides over to eat. I don't know if I actually have to do that or not. That I have a look at. But we'll refill our resources anyway, we just made a good bit of money. Still fuel 84. Oh, that's painful. And where can I get? Is it says rest of blood supplies? Full supplies 100. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, we need an actual job. Hello, Lord, my friend. How are you doing today? How are you? I hope you're doing well. Thank you for being here, my friend. How's your day been? Zero chance of me selling any of my engine parts. We'll just head there. We can just head there and just see if I can get the mission mostly well. Why? That's better than mostly not well, but why only mostly well? Woke up way too early. What time did you wake up today? Don't mind me asking. You know, let's just head up. Let's head out. Let's head out. And that's what we need. There's no contracts in this area. Union Gate is a place we want to go. But I need to head to Greenbelt. We might as well. We can go Greenbelt, Hollow, and then Scatteryards. Or if we wanted to, we could go Flotsam, then Scatteryards, then Hollow, then Greenbelt. We do have options. Like 5 AM. Oof. Oof. I'll get your opinion on this, Lord, as you're the only person here at the moment. Should we head to Scatteryards first, or should we head to Greenbelt? What's your thoughts? I only have to wake up at 7:30. Ah, there's nothing worse than when you wake up too early and can't go back to sleep, right? For a coin? Another coin here. Do a coin at hand. For a second, let me do a flipper. Yeah, I'll go to Scatteryards. I like the idea of this being a bit easier a journey. Also, if I have to go from here, I have to go to Flotsam. At least from here, I can get a little bit easier. I know, but I don't think we'll have a mission. You know what? I'm not. We'll go Greenbelt. I can get to Greenbelt from here. Whee! We're off. New location discovered. Ooh. I've never been to Greenbelt, and I didn't expect it to just arrive, to be honest. Explore. Cool though. I just want to make sure the rig's set to gathering. Okay, it's set to gathering supplies and stuff. Fabricate mission, book your way in. Greenbank access. Greenbank doesn't like visitors. And Rise intentions as about have made it even less welcoming. They won't let you in without valid reason. Okay, at least we're good at both of these, so a 5 at least will then be a 6. Both are risky, so they'll be around the same. Oh, I will get in this turn, huh? Very nice. Greenbelt buzzes with focused activity. The passages full at shift change. Then empty once the work begins. It's a place that runs on its own schedule, but comfortably so. That comfortable by being one of the largest food producers in the belt. There's always work in these fields, protected by a thick skin of transparent layers, and you can see why the humble life it offers has captured more than a few of the belt's itinerant workers. Sleeper! The voice soft and forceful takes you by surprise. As you turn, you are met with a delicate face wearing a confused expression. Apologies, I mistook you for someone else. She covers her embarrassment with a smile. I'm Aki. What brings you to Greenbelt, friend? Looking for work. Oh, so there's another sleeper on here then. Aki nods gently. Let me show you around then. Greenbelt Administrator. It was very cool. I like it. Aki leads you through a series of doors, gliding down into passages cut into the rock, then up following pipes into metal passages that cross the field themselves. She stops on a bridge overlooking the soft curve of farmland that makes up one of the asteroid's two biospheres. Below, leaves flap in zero-G, waves spreading out across the sea of green. The varieties we farm are especially selected and customized for microgravity. Puts a hand on the railing at the edge of the bridge. Feed them from beneath, irrigating and nourishing them through the very medium they grow within. The light of Helion helps us with this, of course. Aki squints through the transparent roof of the distant pale sun. Where does this food go? All across the belt. She turns to face you. We exchange it for water, for materials, and everything else we would need for our crops and our workers. The farm sustains us and we them. How about you? Aki's sharp eyes take in your expression. Could you contribute to such a place? A green and grown strip in a grey belt? I would like to. Aki smiles. Feel free to take a shift below, anytime you wish. I'll tell the others to expect you. The plants, they have a kind of peace, an eternal quality that makes them seem less fragile than they are. Aki sighs. This place, like any other in the belt, has its pressures. It is for me to navigate. She looks away, frowning at something in the distance. I must attend to those pressures. Excuse me. I'm glad our paths cross. That was a shallow bow. I hope they do again. With that, Aki leaves you to look over the sea of gently waving green, an impossibly beautiful, impossibly fragile glass case of growing things. And we got a load of new locations. Let's check them out. We've got Greenbelt Depot, buy supplies for supplies, buy fuel. Yep. Lost other. Depot storage. Actually need spores. It's one of the things I am after. I need how many spores? Number. Breathe it. I feel like I'm not very happy about keeping the spores with cycles. They won't release them until handling fee. Yeah, I need those spores. I need them for Nemba. Oh, perfect. That's good that's happened at least. The wheat sheaf, fire meal. Okay, so there's a restaurant here. And there's the Greenfields themselves. Maintenance shift, farm shift. Greenbelt rewards its workers with food and board, and most seem happy to exchange their work for a simple life. Farms are as much machines as plant, and those machines need careful tending. Okay, let's do this one. Listening community, you'll have to prove your reliability. Open up. Okay, so we have to do a load of missions here. Understood. We're getting a load of energy though, nice. I guess we eat, as it said earlier. Let's head back to the rig then. And full supplies and cycle. Try and do what's the cheapest or the most expensive. Obviously those 5 supplies cost us what? 100 I think it was, and then the fuel itself, if we were refilling from scratch, is like 80. So it's definitely better for us to get the supplies, even though it's not always 100%. And back into the greenfields, let's see if we can help out. Not the worst rolls actually, all at least 100%, or not 100% and above 50, something. We're just gaining energy and energy. Storming through it, eh? Oh, one more turn. We should hopefully be there. Interesting place though. I wonder what this one is, if they were trying to do a second one and it just failed. Maybe we could help with it. I have no idea. This is what I've liked about this game so far. I've not seen any spoilers online. That's been a blessing, if you will, because that's always the worst when I'm playing something new and then I suppose this was really solid rolls. Look at the 5. The bonus. Oh, sorry, the 4's bonus hit for the 5. And this one will do it. Nice. You've a natural ability with the plants. Aki's voice makes you look up from your work. It's rare. You expect Aki's typical warm smile, but she looks pale, distracted. I've something I'd want to discuss with you. She leads you out of the biome into the damp, rock-cut tunnels that run just under the surface, all across Greenbelt. I'm sure you've noticed the section of our fields that has been lying fallow. Aki says as she glides through the low tunnel. It's been like this since I took over administrator here. My predecessor was the one to fail it, and confidence was lost in his vision. She shakes her head. We've been unable to recover it. No matter the crop, the preparation's nothing to take. Aki leads you through a set of double doors, and then up into the second biosphere. Immediately, you feel a difference. The air is dry, and a thin choking dust fills the space. Aki puts out her hand and rubs the dust between her fingers. With its output halved, Greenbelt is under threat, she sighs. Those who wish to control this place are circling, and we cannot lose our independence. I wasn't always in the belt. Aki stares at the dry landscape. I was born on a moon, Ember's Step. Failed experiment in terraforming before the collapse. We survived by cultivating the dust. I came here like many in the shadow of war. My ship lost. Aki pauses and takes a moment, lost or fresh in her mind. But it's held the key. She looks to you, and perhaps holds it still. She wipes the dust from her fingers. Stepville, a plant that thrives in the dry and the dust. A plant that might thrive here. I've seen your ship. You've shown me that you're to be trusted. I want you to go to the remains of my own, the wind's long shadow bit. Try to recover anything we might use. A plant, a husk, a seed, anything. It's a desperate step, she frowns and looks away. Where is the ship? The wind's long shadow lies wrecked beyond the sunward edge of the belt, beyond Helion Gate, pauses. I do not know what remains. My crew and I were lucky to escape. Greenbelt was reserves of pride for moments like these. We'll pay you for the retrieval, of course, depending on what you're able to retrieve. This is our final recourse, I hope. I will not be judged as harshly as my predecessor. I can offer you fuel for the trip, and from our reserves, she bows slightly. The journey to Helion Gate and the wreck beyond will require it. Come, Aki turns. Let's go back to where the green things grow. She smiles. Here's a better place to consider the future together. Aki leads you away from the barren biosphere, the door scissoring shut behind you. Contract! New drive available! Yeah, let's do it! She gave me fuel as well, that's really nice. Let's fill our supplies, let's fill our fuel. Let's head over and do it. So is it on this map? No. Where was it? It was in... I don't remember where. I need to help Number. He's on the fast spindle, I've got the spoils for him. That's at Helion's Gate. So that's over here. And then I can do Helion's Gate, head back to fast spindle, back to Helion's Gate and back there. That sounds like good to me. So we can't really earn money here, so might as well get out of here. Let me then... Can't really do that. Fine. Can't really do that either. Oh, I can't really do that much either. Curious, because I know our rolls reset whenever we leave. What does the data scraping do? Does it give us like spotlight data? Yeah. Interesting. Let's then head to the map. Let's head to Wing's Long Shadow. 100 cryo per husk. Recover step husks. Let's do it. Let's see how many we can get. Oh, who's gonna be the best for this? We'll bring Bliss. We'll bring... We've already brought Nia on anything, but then Nia's as good as Bliss. Yeah, we'll bring Junie and Bliss. Sorry, Nia. Found the crew. The wind's long shadow floats, broken open at the sunward edge of the belt. One of the refugee ships that made the fraught journey out to the belt from the inner system before the war truly took hold. The Windlong Shadow is a monument now, and a warning to any other vessels that might stray sunward. Bliss whistles. Fruit palace scrap. They move closer to cockpit glass. Are we really expecting to find the remnants of a planet and all that? It's hard to imagine that this cold, dead place might hold some key to the future of a settlement as verdant as Greenbelt. That's why you're here. Stepsilt husks. That's what Aki said. Crops she bought from her home, carried out with the refugees. If there's anything left, it will be your job to continue its journey from this place. This is no salvage dodge sleeper. Dorothy gets up from his cockpit seat. You need to be delicate. The more of those things we can get out, the more Aki will pay. Not to be totally mercenary. Dorothy winks at you. You look out of the rep. Shrouded in debris, delicate. Right. Time to put that to the test. Oh wow, it really is a shed in half. Wow. Really took me in. Broken dust house, storage vault, and crop processing. Unruined bay crops. Ooh, sealed crop cases. That could be good. Search for husks, scan for husks. I'm good at that one. And so, neither of these two are. Sadly. Oh no, Junior's. Junior's good at that. She's just got a terrible roll. Let's do 5. If I get stressed for that and I know it's positive, scan for those husks. Go, go, go. 6, 100% positive. Nearly there. I think we might. If Bliss gets a good roll here, we might take it. Come on, Bliss. Come on, Bliss. No. Oh, and she's stressed. Less stress. No. Nah, no one's got good rolls. I wouldn't risk it. Let's have a snooze, if you will. I do genuinely really enjoy this game. It's what I found very interesting about it so far. Just the way it plays. I'm a big fan. Come on, Junie. You've got this. Good job, we're in. There's a PU container in storage house. Focus finding it. Ah, we've got one. Stepsilt husk. Nice. At least we've got one. Broken dust house. Clear dust house. Oh, what's this? Fragile husk. Stepsilt husk and dust. Easily exposed. One more move and they'll be destroyed forever. Stepsilt dig. Digging through the remains of the old dust house is now hope. Anything have survived this. Okay, so we need good rolls, is what it's saying. Oh, Junior can't really do this. Bliss has some terrible rolls. What's the other one? Crop processing. Okay, so depressurizing the base of leaking atmosphere and your searches make it worse. If they lose it all, any house will be destroyed. Stuff for search. Okay, so it's like, do this, but be careful when you do it. Do the other one first. We've just got better rolls. We've got 100% positivity on that one. Brilliant, we'll try a 5, because that should technically be positive. But even though I gain a little bit of stress, that's good. Let's try Junie's 5. Does Junie have a... No, Junie can't do this one. A shame. Nothing else in the ship there. I wonder if anything will appear later on. Let's end this cycle. So we want to do it as quickly as possible. If we get 3, that will lead to another 300 credits. Or cryo, should I say, which would be really good for us. Some really good rolls this time. No, Junie, you can't do anything. Bliss, you've got a really good one. 6 is a 6. The 6 is 100% guaranteed. So, brilliant. I have a load of 5s, so that should get us there, if not a little bit more stress. No. Hopefully get it done with this one. We will get it done with this one. It's no stress. No stress. Brilliant. And another seed. Amazing. Let's try this. So, Great Bay's open. I mean, we're 100% on both. Both of danger. Slower than tearing them open. Great Bay's open. So this is quicker, it says, but can lead to depressurization if we fail it. So that's only for if we have a 6, I believe. Won't attempt a 3. That doesn't feel like a great idea. We're not in a rush. So let's do that. And cycle. We'll get in there. Don't worry, we'll get this. I'm thinking of all that sweet, sweet money. Cryo in the belt. 3 6s, nice. I was going to say, what are you up to now, Lord? Saying anything? Or are you just chilling? Right, this should get us there. It doesn't matter if he depressurizes a little. Perfect. We've got an achievement for discovering all three. If the wreck wasn't dead before, now scoured of the final husk of life, it surely must be. If everything starts up the drive, you give the wind-long shadow a final look in its resting place. It's not to feel sad about another chunk of scrap orbiting in a system that is made of nothing but the scrap of past regimes. For the people who lived on and built this ship, those people are worth a moment of memory. You think of them as you prepare to leave, and hope that they, like Aki, have been carried on to new lives beyond the desperation of escape. Those that didn't get out, you hope your passing through this place did not disturb. That's a somber message. And explore them and end the cycle. And we leave with no stress left. And rig. Oh no, not rig. Matt. Bell. Let's add 2. Still. Just enough fuel. Perfect. So we're about to get a load of moolah so we can afford to refuel our fuel. Number's kitchen. Here we go. Let's give them the spores. Bring the spore crates to the kitchen's loan dock. One of the volunteers come out to say hi. You remembered us. Number appears at the loading dock, slate in hand, as you load the crates into the back of the kitchen. I'm a little surprised. You look at the chef. He looks tired, though his sharp eyes haven't dulled in the time between your meetings. Happy to surprise you. Well, I'm not that surprised, he smiles, but it's still a pleasant feeling. Number glides over to the crate and takes a look. He squints at the crumbled corners and bent lids. Not in great condition though. How long have these been bouncing around in your hold? They were like that already. Now that I can believe. They didn't bother to bring them to the right station after all. I have a place picked out in one of the bays to cultivate these. Warm, damp, near the air recyclers. We shove them the crates gently into the kitchen. Shouldn't take long before we have mushrooms to cook. You follow Number into the kitchen, remembering your shifts working here. They were long, but the company was good. And as with all things, difficulties have faded with time, leaving a golden sheen behind. Number seems to catch the way you were looking at the kitchens. Much the same as before, I'm sure you noticed, but twice as oversubscribed. You know what isn't subscribed though? This channel. Hey. Each cycle, more refugees come out of being a system. The war isn't going anywhere. Number pushes the crate into a storage rack and pulls netting across it. They disperse across the belt, of course, but many don't make it much further than the overhang, especially if they can't work. Not just food either. We need blankets, housing. Number suddenly pauses and shoots a look over his glasses. Tell me, how was Greenbelt? Well run. Heard it was organised as a cooperative after all the workers sharing in the trade of their goods. No chits exchanged, only resources for the colony. Number watches it closely. That's right. I mention it because, well, it might be the kind of place to offer aid to the people here. Number sighs. I regret being mercenary, but waiting for benevolent helpers doesn't work. Apart from the present exceptions, of course, I can speak to them. It's worth a shot. Number looks you in the eye, but you need their trust first. Earn that, then talk. With a feeling Number was waiting for your suggestion. Here, he takes one of the crates of spores. I'm sure they could use these. Take them as a gift that pushes it to you. But don't begin with the spores. Begin by understanding what they need from you. Trust me, you have a feeling Number is good at getting what he wants. Meanwhile, I have a meal prep to begin. He takes a deep breath. Thank you for the spores. Really. I'll keep asking for help. You have to forgive me for that. He smiles. It doesn't mean I don't understand what you were given. Now get out of here. Number waves you away with your crate of packed spores. His expression somehow both quivering and encouraging at the same time. Don't worry, Number, we've got this, and we've got some spells. Let's go to the top. Let's do a shift signal station. Line signal rates, because we make good money from it. We still need to get all the fuel to get back. And oh, do we need a lot of fuel. We burn through fuel in this ship, let me tell you. The only good thing, obviously, we can wait over 3 turns and the cycle. Let's explore. Let's earn some more. Trade hall light. You got anything good there? I suppose possible. Oh, okay, this is where we can go. Maybe we can get our fuel for the next run. Don't get old. Alright, we've enough cryo, let's get out of here. Fill the fuel. I guess we can stay for another day, nothing to actually stop us. And the cycle. Could have used the 4. Oh, the 3 ton to the 4. It's fine. Actually, don't know what happens if we were to say fill that and get attacked. I don't want to find out. But I imagine get attacked or hunted or fouled or whatever. You know, don't want to let that happen, so let's not. And that's a bit of moolah before we go. Because it's nice that our supplies have gone up significantly from just scavenging. And let's map, belt, healing. So we'll head to healing gate and then we'll head to green belt. We're just passing by, we're just passing by. Green belt, go. You bring the step silk husk you gathered from the wind's long shadow to Aki. She is as pleased as you would expect. You meet her on the bridge overlooking Greenfields. The Greenbelt workers quietly toiling below, while the air recycler's wind gently rustles the leaves of the crops. Sleeper. Aki holds the husk to her chest. Thank you. These are a new beginning for her. Aki pauses, knitting her brow. How was she? The wind's long shadow. She must have been beautiful once. Aki smiles. She truly was. She looks down, but they killed her. Aki sighs and looks out at the green belt field. Everyone must die in the end. The belt makes wrecks of us all. She looks back to you. What you have brought me, this is new life. Give us time. We'll need to clear and reseed the other biosphere. He bows. I hope you return to us when the work is done. Grasp a handful of chits into your hand. Thank you. Meets your eye. You watch her carry the husk gently away, glowing with the promise of fresh growth. I wonder how long it'll take. It'll take, what, 6 turns by the looks of it? Cool. Aki's integrating the step silk into biome, shoring up green belt. Come back when it's done. Okay, cool. Sounds like a time to explore, eh? And I've got 362 cryo, yes! Oh, money, money, money! And fuel is cheap. Supplies are really cheap here. Oh no, it's because I only need to fill up 1, but still, supplies are really cheap here. Makes sense since this is like the place food is grown. And I guess we get out of here after I have a little munch. We can afford a munch at a fine meal. You bite into a ripe fruit that you've never seen before. It's tart and firm and takes you by surprise. Then back to map, back to belt. We know where we're going. The Hollow. I wonder if anything will appear over here. The Hollow, the brief-fueled settlement. We're off. Ooh, this is cool. Ooh, I mean to do that. Ooh, what is this place? Like it's like that artificial thing we saw before. It's like made into a circle. This is interesting. So there's the brew dealers, the hollow core, and Ella's jetty. The brew dealers. Buy scrap components, sell, process scrap, fill fuel, buy fuel. Okay. Sell, process scrap. No raw scrap around, a high quality process. There's a significant value here. Oh, interesting, because there's actually a settlement where we can take our raw scrap, process it, and get money while they keep the scraps of that. The hollow? Oh, I wonder why this is already up. I haven't done anything. The Hollow, within its fresh scrap dealers, is intimidating to newcomers, but spend a little time here and you'll find your place. Explore the access of the shop, obviously housing, the infrastructure, the whole access of the traders' spaces, scavengers like meat, interpret signals. Well, I guess I can interpret signals. That would be a 4. That's not a great roll, but I'm fine with that. It does the job, it does the job. New location discovered. You can do it, you can do it! Oh, nearly, we're so close. We're not going to try free. We've got 2 new locations. Starward Pole, help with repairs, Conway Aftermath. You've heard that a drifting Conway munition may have been responsible for the damage to the pole. Is just a rumour. And then we've got Bella's Jetty, buy supplies, full supplies, buy a meal. Okay, let us have a rest and continue the next day. That's just something to fuel. Oh well. And we can do our jobs with money. We've got Bliss, Junie, Nia, and obviously Seraphim, our friend. That's perfect. Signals. And there we go. What else have we just discovered? Where is it? There's a new location discovered, but I don't see a new location discovered. Oh, there's little ships flying around. Yeah, I don't see this new location I was talking about. But fine. Oh no, there is. Sorry, signal ship. The line array, Solstheim data, interrupt signals. Okay, fair enough. I will head to Starward Pole. Looks like there could be a mission here. Obviously, we're quite good at repairs. Being a sleeper and all. Yeah, falls better than none. No. So be it, and then we rest up for another day. Oh, I just realised we've completed a drive. We can great. What about that? Because the pushes are good, but I don't really use them. That's quite good. No dice damage on push reroll. That's actually quite a good one because they get damage. 1 stress, reroll 2 of those dice, it damages the dice. So that might be good. That actually be pretty good. But I'm tempted to do this so we have positives on everything except for endure. Let's do that. Because then even lost like a 1 positive is better than no positive. Yeah, that's good. Get out of that. Okay, so now everything we do, if we can do it, will be positive no matter what. Which is pretty solid in my opinion. Then we can work towards, I think, use 2 on that so they don't get damaged, and then start working on if we can make anything fully positive. What do you mean, friend? Pride, Kimball. Our station depends on that array. The voice echoes out of one of the Starward poles. Cramped bays tucked up in the ceiling of the hollow. Though you were tired from a shift spent sealing leaks in this shattered section of the station, you still can't help but listen in. I've been patient, Kimball, but now, with the repairs almost done, you're telling me we can't broadcast anyway? The voice comes from a doorway nearby, and as you float past, you glance inside. You see a woman facing away, dressed in the back of a man half buried in the guts of some complex machine. I'm sorry, Kimball, she concludes, but that just feels malicious. The man, presumably Kimball, mumbles something in response, but you do not catch it through the wires and mechanisms that surround him. The woman quickly turns and spots you peering in through the doorway. You gives you a curious look. Oh, quickly smiles. Hello, she closes distance. I'm Cyrene. She offers a hand. I've seen you working on the repairs, she tilts her head. We appreciate your efforts. Good help? Pirate radio broadcaster. Ooh. Cyrene looks over her shoulder at Kimball and then back at you. How do you feel? She pauses, calculating. About the war in the inner systems. For maturity, I'm worried. It's worrying for the belt. Worrying for the belt? I agree, which is why the belt needs to stay informed about it. You know that Senate stat has already started shipboarding its Cinza. Cyrene watches your response. Oh no. Have you? A rising eyebrow. This is the only place you would have heard it. It's from us. You heard a grunt from Kimball. His head still buried in the machine's innards, and it is unclear if it is in reference to what was said, or was just a sound of repairs going poorly. We, Cyrene places his hand on her chest, are the Helian Dispatchers, the only pirate radio station in Starward Belt. She lifts her chin proudly. We keep the system up to date on shifts in the system's power structures and the ongoing corporate war, all through the voices of Helian System's own residents. Kimball grunts again, and a shower of sparks bursts from the machine behind Cyrene. What needs to be did before our transmitter got fried? Siren looked suddenly crestfallen. What happened? All that repair work you've been given your time to? That was all caused by a Conway autonomous munition. Trained on our set, Siren's eyes flash with anger. Murmur comes from Kimball as he pushes a handful of wiring out of his way. I do know that for sure, Kimball. Why else would it come so deep into the belt to hit the hollow at our broadcast site? Siren turns back, hands on hips. Kimball responds with a shrug. Either way, straight after the attack, we found our gear had been tampered with. Sabotage. Kimball grunts. Yes, Kimball, we're just looted. Either way, we are now quiet. And when we are quiet, the war continues unobserved. Siren folds her arms and looks away, defeated. What do you need? Look, we need a new broadcast array. That broadcast array, Siren glances over her shoulder. We don't quite have the reach we'd like. Where you can get one, that's another problem. We're talking pre-collapsed tech here. It's not something we can just build ourselves. Kimball mutters something from the depths of the machine. Yeah, Holmes Rock isn't a bad idea, Siren replies. There used to be a relay station from Solheim, so it stands to reason to have arrays. And then there's the terminal there. Kimball's been bugging me to dig out some engine components for him to crack open and use in his repairs. God knows what kind of repairs he'll need those for. That's what he's saying. What he says. Siren looks over her shoulder at Kimball, but receives no response. You both stare at his broad shoulders for a moment as a thin trail of smoke begins to emerge from the machine. Now maybe we can do a little fundraising here on Hollow. What we can get, we'll happily hand over, Siren shakes her head. But I'm telling you now, it won't be a lot. See what I can do. We appreciate it. Hell, people with helium systems will appreciate it. She glanced over her shoulder. I think Kimball would appreciate it too. Leave Cyrene and Kimball to their repairs, making note of the engine components on the wideband array that will need to get back in the air. It's hard to tell if the job will be worth your time. Then again, someone as knowledgeable as Cyrene might be a useful asset. Okay, interesting. Interesting. We might as well then head. Where do they need me to go? They need me. Holmes Rock. Holmes Rock. Where is it? Yeah, quite far. But we might as well head to Scatter Yards. Now, and then we'll technically have been to every one other than Darkside. So I think that's where we started the game. So, quite neat. Yeah. Hey, cadets and Scatter Yards. Hey. Quick cadet will join our crew. Cadets and cool. And eventually, Wellspring should open up. Eventually. So we'll see how that goes. But right, we'll head off. Wait, do I have any other spins? No. Sorry, dispatch. Okay, install array, engine components. We'll get some engine components. And now, engine component. Oh no, no, I haven't got any engine components. Engine components, array. Got it. Got it. I like how it keeps coming up with stuff that we need to do. And I think that's a good thing, otherwise I feel like a game like this you can get bored quite quickly. But I'm enjoying it. Sorry, I see something on my camera. The winking sigils of the yard flash across the dark starscape of the belt. Each one a siren light for crews in need of repairs or eager for improvement. That yard lives up to their reputation. The Seraphim will not be drawn by the lights. He guides the ship into an empty, rugged-looking yard, darker and more framed than plate. It looks rougher than any of the others. Seraphim, maybe we want to dock somewhere a little more welcoming? We aren't that hard up. Bliss turns to you, or are we worse off than I thought, Sleeper? Best shipwrights rarely have the brightest signs. Oh, you'd know that, Bliss. Seraphim reaches up and flicks a set of switches above his head. Narco's the best in the Scatter Yards. The best, or just the best you know? Bliss gives him a skeptical look. You'll see. Seraphim smiles widely, shutting off the main console and flipping from the pilot's seat. We're safe here, Seraphim turns to you. No need to run from lane for a while. You'll never find us on Narco's yard. It would be nice to have a break from running. Junie floats at the back of the cockpit. I hear the Scatter Yards are some good data analysts. Terminals on the HUD. Junie glances at you. If you can spare me. Mia glides into the cockpit. We here. Femi loves this place. He glances at you with a smile. All these grumpy spacers waiting on repairs. I think it fits his temperament. You follow Seraphim as he glides eagerly to the airlock. You and Bliss exchange glances, both of you used to Seraphim's headstrong moments. Yet you still can't help but feel that now familiar pull of someone else's problems. Marco! Seraphin opens his arms to the figure coming through the cyclone airlock. Marco, street smart shipfitter, Seraphin's friend. Finn! Marco floats through the doorway, crooked smile across his pale face, his sharp eyes glistening in the rig's bright work lights. The two embrace are more of a chest bump than a hug. Seraphin spinning with the momentum of the impact to end with his arm across Marco's shoulder, the two side by side grinning. You notice Marco's eyes quickly fall on you. The slight narrowing suggests his immediate thoughts about your presence. So, this is who you're flying with now, Finn. Marco shoots you a wink, his expression shifting to conceal his previous curiosity or concern. Bliss, they introduce themselves curtly. You two used to be on the crew together, I assume? Me and Finn? No. We're just drinking buddies. Marco's response provokes a laugh from Seraphin. Some kind of joke you can't quite catch the tone of. Marco turns his attention to you. And a sleeper, he smiles. My condolences. It's a damn crime what those corporations do to you. At least you're out here. Appreciate the solidarity. Of course, Marco taps his fist into chest in a mocking gesture that seems both genuine and mocking in the same instant. Marco turns back to Seraphin. Been too long, Finn. Not flying with old Betty anymore. You immediately see the reaction of Seraphin, his entire being tightening without anything more than a shudder to signify it. No, that's long done. Marco shrugs. That's the way of the belt. He shakes Seraphin by the shoulder. Come on, then. Enough floating around in this drafty old thing. Let's get a drink. Marco turns his attention to you. Feel free to make yourself at home in the yard. Hell, take a little fuel. I've got loads of the stuff, and it's been quiet for more than a few cycles. Happy to spare some for a friend. He sees Seraphin down the docking tunnel, waving a hand to you and calling back. I'll have him home in a cycle or two. His laughter echoes down the tunnel as they leave. This turns to you. I'm going to go dig around the other yards for some components the rig could do with. They smile. You've got things to do. You think a cadet, and wonder if she found her way here to Scatteryard to extract the data on the Hexport drive. The only way to know would be to find her. Seraphin's word echo in your mind. His insistence that the only way to escape Blaine is to beat him on his own turf. With Darkside just sunward of the Scatteryard, this might be the perfect platform for which an attempt for such a wild and dangerous plan. Sleeper, this brings you out of your thoughts. I hate it when you do that. Just take care out there, okay? They drift off down the docking tunnel, leaving you in the airlock. Seems the next step is up to you. I'm just gonna quickly run for a pee. Oh, run away! For those of you who might recognise my shirt, I'm a very big fan of Rubik's Rat to the point where I actually have a tumbler of his. A tumbler he released a while back with all of the Ignis core art on there. Just because I played with a group that reminded me of Ignis and I thought they were pretty cool. Oh wow, the video's got up to 70 views, nice. It's just been about a day. Oh, I take that. Right, let's continue. Alright, what can be done here? Oh, this is cool though. Is it just the one thing, or do stuff with all of these? Hello, Nukulaf, my friend. How are you? Oh my goodness, so good to see you after this time, my friend. It's been a little while. How are you doing? You absolute legend. Oh, it's amazing to have you here. Right, let's see, transit hub. Oh, my friend, how's it going today? How's how are you doing? How's it all been? Hello, markers and every all the hub that was called alphanumeric markers. That is science of ship fitters. If you can understand them. Up talk. I'm on the yards. We'll get up both, so might as well do either. Fine, thank you. And you? I'm doing very well, thank you for asking. Yeah, just chilling, playing this. Video's doing fairly well on the YouTube side of things. Just sorting out on his lab. Yeah, doing all good. Doing all good. Just good to have people like you in, you know. It's great to catch you again, my friend. It's been a little while. Think you're thinking about what to play, Lord. Okay. Yeah, doing well, doing well. And glad to hear you're fine. Hey! You hear the voice echoing through the public passage. Wait up! I'm glad to see you. Cadet sweeps her hair out of her eyes and then glances up and down the corridor. This is not my kind of station. Cadet rolls straight into a complaint. All the yards have their own water and facilities, meaning the hub... Oh, prior... You know, I actually thought of streaming that today, oxygen not included. Not even joking. I just don't really know how to play it, but I think that would be the fun of it. I mean, the hub here is not for general use. There's a couple of guest houses, but you would not believe the state of them with all the spaces that stop here for sure that you've heard of. You don't want to know. Hi, Cadet. Hi, yeah, she blinks at you. Are you even listening? So get this, Cadet locks her fingers together and stretches her arms. That girl of mine, I said crack anything. She's gone. Didn't even leave a note. Ran to Darkside, maybe? Not that I'd blame her, given the state of this place. She looked sideways at the grubby walls. I can help you, that game is really hard. It's fun though, it's fun, but I've never got particularly far. I have the DLCs, except not the latest, like Ice World one or whatever. I've got the others. The Spaceman one. She left her workshop empty though, so I slipped in. That's where I've been napping. I've been doing my best all these cycles to crack that drive, but I'm a spindlejack, not a data scraper. Which is why I'm happy to see you. Takes a breath. Telling you, I must not have spoken to anyone in a long time. He runs a hand through her hair. So, we've got nothing? How about that alert they put you on? Doesn't seem to stretch too far out of the spindle. I've been careful. She glances around, hence the not talking to anyone in ages, but... Look, I'm in over my head here. Cadet looks away, annoyed at herself. How about you come down to the workshop? We put our heads together, see what we can pull out. I just know there's some nasty shit on this drive. Stuff worth getting out into the light. Cadet sets her jaw. Nasty stuff for them to ruin my life over. I'll be there. Cadet smiles for a moment, then it's gone. Alright then. The workshop is in a tech cluster. You'll see it. Size. Now, I've got to go. Something to eat that isn't... Now, I've got to go find something to eat that isn't dried. Turns and disappears back down the passageway. Okay, cool to have discovered this. What was this shit over here? Sawyer's yard. Junior shipfitter's mate. Sawyer's eyes. Sawyer watches his yard carefully, keeping an eye on all the necessary work that goes on here. He's not easily impressed. Very interesting. Yeah, what's everyone up to today? So, Lord, I know you're looking for a game to play. What are you up to, Nuclear? Are you playing anything in the background, my friend, or are you chilling? Or are you working right now, actually? Encryption identified passcodes, data, the drive is encrypted, but with the tools in Cadet's workshop. Your friend's workshop, you have a chance of cracking it. Okay, do that. Yard supply. Yep. The spent drive. Buy a meal. Yep. And the fabricator bay. Ooh. Pay the usage fee. Cool. What are we doing here? Can I do anything in there or no? Did I just pay a fee for not? Oh, okay. Oh, build engine components. Ooh. Even with a specialized fabricator component, construction is a delicate act. Only the most skilled can produce a rare, error-free component. Component errors, component crap. That's interesting. That's very interesting. And craft our own. Interesting enough that this sector doesn't have a, oh, you have a time limit. It's just, oh, you're good until you're not. Good luck. I want to crack the data, but I also want to try that. That seems cool. Let's see. Fabricator. I mean, I don't have the greatest role in the world, but fine. Positive either way. I don't craft. There it is, an engine component just like that. If I go back in, do I have to rent it again? No, I can just keep doing it. Ooh, and these engine components are worth like 50? That's really good. That's really good, and especially for the mission we need. Oh, that's grand. I wonder if the game knew we'd go that way. Or potentially not, I guess. Look at that workshop. We need to roll again. We might as well grab some food from the spend drive. Munch. The Russian is sickly sweet and bland, but you can feel the boost that your system burns up with glucose in minutes. We can able to do that. Let's have our rest. Snooze, snooze, snooze. Oh, they're back. Sleeper, Seraphine's voice echoes through the ship. You in here? You glide down into the airlock, unsure of what state you're about to find your pilot in. Seraphine floats in the airlock, his arms above his head, gripping the lip of the interior door to hold himself in place. Come on, we need to talk. There's a straight-faced seriousness to Seraphine you weren't expecting, especially considering that he spent the past 2 cycles with Marco. Follow him. Seraphine leads you across the bridge, but rather than turn towards the automated shuttle bay that connects Marco's yard to the rest of the assembly, leads you deep into the guts of the yard itself. As he does, he begins to speak. I told Marco about Lane, about our escape, about everything. Seraphine ducks under a large pipe. He gets it. He worked in Darkside. Let him talk. He comes to a sealed door and hammers in an entry code. Somewhere, machines start whirring. Remember in Wellspring after everything what I said? Seraphine turns to face you, but we can't run forever. I mean, he folds his arms. That will always be true, but no. Meet your eyes. Now, if we want to be free, we need to fight back. The door suddenly squeals as the ancient motor kicks in and drag it across its corroded tracks. It reveals a large, half-lit chamber. Its furthest parts masked with layers of scaffolding and frames, so it's hard to tell where the room actually ends. At the centre of a pool of warm light, Marco floats beside a terminal screen. Sleeper, he touches around and mocks to you. Been busy plotting? Stay silent. You hold your tongue and you and Seraphine arrive in the middle of the room. You hear the door you entered through screech shut, and a sudden silence descends. Time to drag you out here, Sleeper. One moment, someone's got to get banned. And this one, he sighs. We've blessed the Darkside here. Natsubo has ambitions, shall we say, in the scat yards. You've been told me the whole story and I'm sorry for your troubles. He clasps his hands together. You've done well to evade Lane this far, but you must understand he also has been distracted. As this export went up, Darkside has been in crisis. If the wall with the pressure shift that allowed Natsubo to build its strength, export was a breach to blow it wide open. Marco springs his hands apart. Export's their justification for imposing total control and enabling protection. Marco glances away in the dark corner of the room. And, if my hunch is right, it's how they will extend their reach to their scatter yards. Where's this going? Lane distractors are good. Lane distractors are good. Yes, it's been so far, Marco frowns, but the tide is shifting Sleeper. If Natsubo consolidate their control of Darkside, their reach will be all the longer. Marco gives you a serious look. Then there really will be nowhere to hide. I'm done running, Sleeper. Seraphine cuts in. I hate looking over my shoulder every cycle. I hate the nightmares, the fear. I want to face this head on, for better or worse. He looks away, scowling. I won't be controlled by Lane, and this is our chance to break that control. Lane is hunting you, Sleeper, which means he is not in Darkside. Marco raises an eyebrow. This is good for you. There are... 1 second. There are people in Darkside resisting Natsubo, though I hear it is not going well for them. If you could find them, find out what they need, there's a chance there. Chance here. Marco pauses and you get the feeling he's assessing your reaction. Taking action is a choice right now, Sleeper, but soon it won't be. Seraphine glances at Marco. Not if what Marco is telling me is true. Let's do this on our own terms. What do we need to do? Seraphine meets your eye with conviction. Thank you, Sleeper. I know we can do this. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, Marco interrupts. I need some time to work this out. If you two want to go to Darkside, there is no way you can take that stolen rig. It was a big enough risk just to bring it here. He glances at Seraphine, and you get the feeling he has already been reprimanded for this. So, I need you to find a way in and a way out. Marco rubbed his hands together. No, it can be done. Marco turns to you. I recommend you take the next few cycles to repair. Scat yards are a good place to both spend and make grow, depending on your need. And Finn, Marco puts a hand on his friend's shoulder. Try to stay cool. This will be recon only. You want to see what's happening on Darkside and make your connections. It is not time for grand gestures. Seraphine nods. Thank you, Marco. He glances at you. We'll keep things quiet until you are ready. You and Seraphine leave the hidden bay. The door screeching open to allow you to exit. When it stalls once more, Seraphine turns to you. This is our chance to shift things, Sleeper. Let's keep our heads in the game. Agreed. I'll start preparing. Well, alright then. We should give Marco some time. I've got a few things I want to take care of in the scatter yards, and I want to get a message to Tala. I know she would want to hear from me before she shows off. Let's make sure we're ready. Keep your head up, Sleeper. I'll see you on the rig, and with that, Seraphine kicks off down the passage on his way to the shuttle dock. You watch him go, unsure if you were impressed or concerned about his headstrong nature. Either way, things are in motion. The only thing you can do now is give yourself the best chance of success. Listen, let's give it a go, eh? Let's explore and let's head over to new location discovered. That must be the hidden bay. Yeah. Cat yards 2 times micro yard. Leave. Let me crack this data. We're quite good at it, so hopefully breaking encryption directly takes skill, but it's the most direct route. If you can work out the guesswork analysis, that's goes on, you can drive. We can do either, to be honest. I don't know if there's actually an effect. Let's see if one does more than the other. Okay, so it is break encryption. Like that. Whoops. No, it's doing extra work. We might not have to. We might not have to. This is positive. We'll at least bump it up 1. Yeah! Woo! 1 more turn and we've got it, and then I can start working on that shipyard. Hey, there's no like false time frame on this, which is nice for a change. Yeah, not the best rolls, but not the worst. We can live with that. Workshop. Let's do. We can try the 2. If it gets a positive, great. If it doesn't, we'll just do it. Perfect. Cadet catches your eye as you look over at her. What is it? Takes the end of the metal chopstick you're chewing on out of her mouth. Got something? Cadet had already given up. Had given up already for the cycle, and while you were cracking the drive to complex encryption on a friend's workstation, you'd been floating in the middle of a small workshop, picking bits of scrap off the shelving on the wall. Now, she spins in the air and pushes off from the ceiling. Spin as she glides so she lands perfectly behind you, leaning over the terminal screen. As she does, you hit a key, executing the final decryption process. Slip! She goes to ruffle your hair, but you don't have any. Instead, she just wobbles your head playfully. What we got? With Cadet hanging over your shoulder, you try to concentrate on the data spooling across the screen. The first thing that catches your eye is the steady repetition of CWT, an identifier for Conway Extractions, a behemoth conglomerate currently waging a corporate war with Senate staff in the inner system. Why Conway? What is this data? You stop the scroll, looking for details. Hit that thing. Cadet pokes the screen, making it wobble. You discreetly click. A moment expands in the code. A note left by someone. It mentioned tests and protocols, discusses reverse engineering and carrier signals. You close it and find another. Drone latency, another security bypass, one more kill switch. It takes a long time. You can get squinting into the blue screen to build up a picture of what you were looking at. When you were done, both of you sit back, your eyes soar and your minds clogged with technical terminology. Here, that shakes her head. They were dissecting it alive. She was referring to the Conway drone mine that streams of data were scraped from. Huge volumes of internal data. Control systems, protocols, and passphrases. The kind of data you imagine was closely guarded by Conway, kept secret to allow the smooth operation of its drones. This thing is some kind of general or manager, right? Giving orders out to all the little drones that work for it. That squints. I always thought Conway controlled its drones remotely with people. These zero latency point interferences you hear about. From what you know, Cadet is right. Conway is known for their novel solution to the scale and logistic problem of surrogate systems. Extraction security drone ships, piloted from light years away with proprietary comms interfaces. The drone mind, with this code is scraped from, could be a kind of distributor, a relay for local drones that links to a closely guarded transmitter/receiver. This data suggests otherwise. It's just an active, cognitive process, far more complex than any protocol you've heard of. Thinking machine. Look, Cadet dabs at the screen again. Is that? She squints. You see a line in the data stream that reads simply, "Stop, get out, stop, get out. Stop, get out, stop, get out." How did they do this? Cadet leans back. Everyone knows captured Conway drones purge themselves and everything else is in the couple of square clicks around them when captured. You're at the control core out of 1. Sure, you can disassemble it. The systems will be gone. This one was still running when they took it apart. It should have gone up like a tactical nuke the moment they started. She stopped suddenly, the fate of export jumping into her mind. Is that what happened? How did they get all this and get it out on the drive? Silence fills the workshop. You look back at the screen, unsure of the answers of Cadet's questions. You feel a deep chill One that you know has nothing to do with the temperature of the workshop. Who the hell was doing this? Let's scan the code once more. Work it out. Positive or neutral outcome. You go over the data, scrub clean, not a mention of who's scraping the data. You go over it again, nothing, not a single clue. The thought starts to process in your mind. Who scrubs data this clean? Who wants Conway drone protocols? Sinister? Or is that too simple, too obvious for it to be Conway's lone opponent in this system-wide war? It's a possibility, so you say it out loud. Yeah, that'd be my first guess too, Cadet yawns. It's still a guess. We've been on this too long, Cadet sighs. I'm cooked. She pushes away from the terminal and floats in the room, stretching out her aching back. Sorry? We know that this drone mined on Hexport. That's why they were cutting it, scrapping it. Scraping it. Scraping? Scrapping? We know there's something happened and Hexport went up. Sketches her thoughts out in the air with hand gestures as she summarises. The data got out on that drive, I'm assuming before the explosion, then got to the fast spindle. Someone tried to courier it, using me, but the receiver wasn't there. He turns and looks at you, which is when they ruined my life and my job trying to get it back. The data is valuable. That's for sure. Imagine taking control of all those drones, turning them away or towards any target you wanted, floats over the drive and picks it up. This thing is the only way to buy my life back. Cadet frowns at it. The way I see it, we have to expose those fools so they leave me be, or give them the data so they piss off forever. We can't give them this. Not if we don't know who they are. He laughs half-heartedly, but yeah, we can't. All the roads lead in one direction, I'm afraid. He spins a drive in the air, back home. Export. If there's anything to confirm or deny this data, if there's anything to connect it to, if there's anything left at all, it'll be the remains of that station. I had a feeling it might come to this, so I made some inquiries when I first got here. The word is that the place is irradiated to hell, but I've also heard that the radiation is fading, and it's not like half the belt isn't glowing anyway. He shrugs grimly. With suits, we'd have maybe a few cycles before it starts to leak through. The problem is getting in. She puts the drive back to the desk's magnetic surface. Fast bundle is a no. Not only do I not want to get picked up there, but the debris is denser on that side. No safe way in. Darkside is the best bet, she shakes her head. I heard you have some trouble waiting for you there. What if I can deal with the trouble? Then we'd have a clear shot at it. He shrugs. Easier said than done. This place is one hell of a stowaway spot, shielded from everything. Plus the scout yards is no one's territory. I'm gonna leave the drive here, just squints at you, no peeking. For me, I want to keep moving, so I was thinking, I could make myself useful to use shit that trouble in Darkside, she smiles. Work for room and board and all that? You want to come with me? Yeah, she smiles, professionally speaking. What do you say? She folds her arms. You know I'm tough, and I can do plenty besides ride an airbike. You're in. That's the answer I was looking for. Let's scan the workshop. I've had enough space for bathrooms for a lifetime. I'll make myself at home on your rig. He picks up the drive and tucks it in a pocket. Cadet glances away at the racks on the wall, and you follow her eyes to spot her airbike. Spot her airbike where it's hanging, carefully secured and routinely kept. Cadet gives you a guard look. You better have room for my bike. Recruit cadet to your crew. And let's now head over to the Sawyer's yard. Junior shipfitter, as a little shipfitter, you're expected to do the hardest, most tedious jobs to show worth Sawyer. As a mate, you're expected to keep the supply of confidence and speed. I mean, danger. Minus one per. Ooh, not great. We need some good rolls for that one, and I think something's going to trigger here the next cycle, so probably not going to get anything. And we're filling everything. Oh. Find Seraphin and Marco waiting for you in the hidden room where you met before. They're chatting quietly, their shadows cast across the scaffolding by a small lamp. Sleeper, Marco's got something good. He nods to Marco. Tell him. Marco gives you a nod as you look at him. His mood quiet, conspiratorial. I don't know if it's as good as Finn thinks, but it is an opening. Just say for whoever's joining us, thank you so much for being here. Marco gives you a nod as you look at him. His mood quiet, conspiratorial. Well, I've already said that. I heard back from an old friend of mine who runs a yard on the edge of the cluster. Fair way out from here. Smart guy. Makes a tidy profit off selling fuel to freight crews on their way into Darkside. He undercuts the Darkside dockyard fuel prices, which include a cut for Atsubo, so they stop off at his place to fill up before heading in. Marco smiles. Clearly, this is his kind of business. This guy, he owes me a favour, and I'm going to call it in. He can get he can get a few of us into a freight crew, swap us out from the usuals, stay at his place, and let him have a few drinks on him. The crew, meaning us, will deliver the freight, complete with the stopover for cargo loading in Darkside, he smiles, which is when you do what you need to do. We'll have as long as we need, but the more time we spend there, the more likely they'll discover us. Marco looks at you. We'll keep our heads down, sleep, and eat on the freighter. Then, once we're done and the freighter's loaded, we'll take it on out again. Return to my friend's yard and swap the crews back. He shrugs, emphasizing the simplicity of the plan. No one will ever know we were there. See? It's good. Sophie nods. It'll work, right? What if they check the crew list? What? On the manifest? Not going to happen. And who says you aren't the names on that list? This is the belt. Seraphine looks concerned. It's going to be tight, but I reckon you can get what you need in time. Make some connections, whatever is resisting Asubo, get an idea of their operations, look for weaknesses. You'll have to be quiet, Finn. Marco gives you both a warning look. No noise, no attention. This could quickly become a one-way ticket. Seraphine turns to you. You can handle that? Together, we'll get it done. Seraphine and Marco exchange concerned glances. What are they telling you? There's one more thing, Sleeper. Seraphine looks down. Someone needs to stay with the rig. Someone who can pilot if there's any attention at the yard. Mooch your eye. It has to be like this, I'm sorry. I'll be going with you. Marco puts a reassuring hand on your shoulder. I know Darkside. I'll guide you all the way in and all the way out. There'll be room for one more on the crew. I'll leave who that is to you. But let me give you some advice. He leans in closer. You better be sure you really trust anybody you take on this one. You look between the two of them. If you and Marco might be the safer option. The few people, the less likely is you give yourselves away. But then, if Marco doesn't keep up his end of the bargain, you'll want all the backup you can get. The other problem is that you have to go right away. You see the rising tension in Marco's face. The freight is arriving this cycle. Seraphine turns to you. I'm sorry I can't come, Sleeper. But we'll need to do this now. And let's go. Seraphine nods, his expression dark. I'll be ready whenever you need. Just give me the word and we'll head out of my friend's yard. Marco sighs. We'll keep this tight. Nothing needs to go wrong. His words echo in your mind as you leave the hidden room, a creeping doubt settling itself in the pit of your stomach. This is it. Time to go back to the Darkside. Oh, exciting! Exciting. I've got to go this cycle. And for anyone who's joined us, thank you for being here. What's the thoughts on the game, by the way? What's everyone thinking? Is this a game that interests you? Or at least what are you guys up to in your own games? So it's Matt. Is it a thing? Yeah, Darkside Recon. Have to go now. Oh, I need fuel as well. That's cheeky. Considering I'm actually flying. Let me use my roles at Sirius Shipyard. See if I can make them like me. Not enough. That's fair enough, to be honest, Lord. No! I was hoping to get it done. Damn it. I ain't gonna hit it with a 3. I might hit it with a 3. It's positive. Let's see. Nope. And I'm starving. Let me go munch something. Spent drive. Num. Right, looks like it's time for me to go. Darkside Recon. Let's move in. Who are we gonna bring? He's good at that. I'm thinking Bliss or Junie. But then Junie is good at what I'm good at as well. Bliss or Junie would be good, but Junie was with us when we originally went, so Junie might be known. But I do trust everyone here, but I think Bliss might be the best for this. So I want to bring Junie, lore-wise. That makes more sense to me because she obviously was the one that helped us hack, but I'm good at what she does. So I'm thinking Bliss because I think Bliss would fill any gaps we might have with this squad. They do overlap slightly. I think anyone here would overlap slightly. Let's take Bliss. I trust Bliss. I hope anyway, otherwise we're going to be betrayed. The rig. The freighter hangs over the ragged shipyard as the rig idles in the dock. Your eyes trace the fuel lines snaking up to its underside, where they disappear into the dark. A chirp from the pilot's console breaks the silence. Marco's signal. This is it, Sleeper. Seraphine settles back from the controls of the rig. He looks over his shoulder at you. You better get going. Don't get too bored. I'll do my best, Seraphine smirks. Hope there's something to drink in the yard. Glide towards the back of the cockpit. Seraphine clears his throat. Just don't do anything reckless, alright? To be honest, I'm aiming to be that white noise lord. That's what I hope my YouTube kind of becomes. That's that stuff you leave in the background. Great. As you float down the corridor towards the airlock, Marco comes to meet you. His usual gear swapped out for a plain set of overalls that you imagine are borrowed from the freighter crew. You ready to go, Sleeper? The crew were replacing already in the yard, but the sooner we get on board, the better. Gives you a look. How you feeling? Competent. He smiles. That's what I like to hear. No reason not to be. Pat you on the shoulder as you cross the air into the airlock. The airlock cycles and Marco leads you into the yard, through a series of shadowy passages that connect into two docking bridges. Now's the time, Sleeper, Marco says as you work your way through the yard. Any questions, any concerns? Speak up now. I'm all good. Marco shrugs. Suits me. Let's get on with it. You reach a vertical tunnel and start ascending. You come out the entrance to the other docking tunnel, the freighter filling the viewing window, so all you can see are the plates of its scratched hull. Sleeper! Bliss is waiting by the docking bridge. How come you aren't wearing one of those? They gesture towards a loose and plain crew overalls they were wearing. I'll change on board. Bliss gives you a sideways look. You better. I'm not going to be the only one wearing one of those things. Sorry to interrupt, but we need to go. Marco gestures to the docking bridge. You hit the button to open the doors and glide towards the freighter's airlock. As you do, the fear settles in. You're going back to Darkside. Oh, this is not great. Has to be done. We've not been here for a long while. The site sprawls out across this starscape, the surface of vast and random accumulation of structures, lights and signs. You've watched it as the freighter cut across the belt, as it grew, cycle by cycle, like a stain across the cockpit glass. Watching it approach, the fragmented memories of your time there pass through your mind, each one dissolving the moment you try to focus on it. Only the sensations remain: despair, claustrophobia, fear, all somehow strengthened by their disconnected nature. It's as if, by not being attached to the specific memories, they can run free through your mind, as alive as if they were the first moment of feeling. Instruction received. Appreciate it. Marco is in the pilot seat, talking to the Port Authority. Incoming to 2-3. He turns back to you, clicking off the outgoing comms channel. First step complete. We've got docking approval as expected. He raises his eyebrow, noticing something in your face. Kept it together, alright? I've got this. I'm fine. Good. He turns back to the controls. Sleeper, let's get your attention from the cockpit. I'm right here, okay? I know this place is complicated for you. He smiled warmly. I've got your back. If anyone tries to mess with you, they shrug in an exaggerated way. I can't be held responsible for what I'll do to them. I like this. There's a hollow rumble through the body of the freighter as Marco brings it into the dock. The noises of this draftia, or industrial ship, differ to those of your rig, and you haven't quite got used to them yet. The talk of noise over the comms sends Marco scrabbling at the controls to submit the docking code he was sent just moments before. There's an agonizing wait and then a chirp as the code is accepted. The freighter is docked. Alright, let me go out first, talk to the dockers, start the unloading. He unclipped from his seat. Then you're good to go. Okay, I'll wait. Marco nods. Alright, hold fast. As he glides out of the cockpit without waiting for a response, you hold your nerve, looking out at the flickering lights and distant traffic. The airlock plunks open and closes again. Time drags on. You turn your attention to the job ahead, seeing it stretched out in front of you. Darkside seems impossibly vast. Too fast to find a specific person, but just to find the type of person, someone unhappy with Subo's gains, ready to risk their life to change this place. And push to the point of desperation or anger, this might be a lot more doable. But first you must understand Subo. See how they run this place, where they meet, what they talk about. Find where Subo is weakest, find where they can be broken, and think about the pressure that might be applied, not just by you, but by all of Darkside. How much do you trust Marco, Sleeper? Bliss blurts out the question almost unconsciously. Sorry, do we know him that well? Seraphin does. Bliss nods. I hope Seraphin's trust is well founded then. They sigh and look out of the station. The airlock cycles once more. Moments later, Marco is in the cockpit, sweat beading from his brow. He takes a moment, his mood uncharacteristically flustered. Well, I bent the truth a little back there, but I think we're good. He runs a hand over his hair, flicking it back into place. Luckily, I've had a lot of practice lying to bot workers. Gives you a wink. They'll begin unloading later this cycle. They won't be in a rush, he smiles. We have our time, as promised. But, sudden interjection evaporates any relief you're feeling. The Subo are watching these docks. That I know for sure. Now you're just another freighter. For all our coming and going, there could be a problem, just you. We can try and disable their monitoring, or just get the job done before it becomes an issue. I'll take a look. Marco nods, I'm sure you will. Either way, we need to get on with what we're doing. Marco folds his arms. Subaru are everywhere, but we need to understand them, know what is happening inside their organisation. We slip under their skin and find out how they work. Marco looks to you. This is what I'd recommend. But now, Sleeper, is your turn to lead. He folds his arms. Tell us where to begin. You feel the attention, the pressure shift to you. Time to find some allies. Time to find Subaru's weaknesses. Time to stop running and resist. So we need to stop them hunting us. Let's see. Crisis location. Hack surveillance, and we're good at this, but they're not particularly great. Okay, fasten crew with disable surveillance, cut wires, which cut. That's a good thing I've got a few sixes and positives. But hey, cut those wires. Oh, it's 2 at a time, wow. Civil surveillance uses the wire justice and with some careful knife work completely. Let's see, I mean it's 2 versus what we 1. Let's see which is better. There's 2 either way, okay. Can use a few 5s. Shouldn't make this go bad. Oh, he's 2 6s. Oh my god. Yeah. Come on, Marco. Legend. Okay, how do you get us? Oh no. Oh no, I forgot it's his which is bad. It's Bliss's 6 I need here. Oh, sorry, Marco. That's my fault. Sorry. I misread that. And then if this goes well. Come on. Okay, no more Subo hunting us. Aha. Rise. Got it? This place is huge. Wow. Rise. Back at Subo comms, tracking forces. Subo territory. You've heard the Rise is a hub for Subo operations and forces you find out where they meet. Tracking forces. You've got this, Marco. Okay, we've got things that take a little while here, so we need to do it as quickly as possible. Ah, and then there's Washgate. Sorry, I missed that. Eavesdropping, docker debate. Sadly, Bliss isn't very good at this one. At least Marco can do docker debate. Surely the shore is under civil control, making it a solid place to start trying to infiltrate the operations. Okay. Now, there's news. If it gets bad towards the end, we can do the push, but not just yet, in my opinion. I want to see how far we can get with our rolls. Terrible rolls with that one, wow. Might as well just continue this one, the Rise. 5s and 6s. This one. I'm going to look. Report. Yeah, 100% for us whenever we do these. It's 2 ways to do dangerous, but we'll try it. Don't want him stressed out. He hasn't got a high stress level, I've noticed, so we're gonna have to be careful on that front. Whereas we have a bit more of a we have a robot who's dealt with a lot of stress in his time. And some more stress, but we can live with that. Next turn we'll get in there. End cycle. Obviously I don't want to gain more stress by doing a push right now. Don't think it would end well. At least they're not actively hunting us. We can live with that. We can work with that at least. Right, let's find them. 5 is all positive. Come on, you've got this. You've got this. Done. But I gained stress still. I think that's annoying. I've gained stress for doing something successfully. But fine. You've located him at Subo's safe house. You're sure of that. Getting inside will be tricky. Thanks to the automated lock on the entrance. There must be some way to get past key. Make your way through the Rise. Head down in the passageways. Sleeper, let's touch you on the shoulder with certain urgency. Barker's gone. Stop in Darkside passageway you're drifting down. Quiet connection between 2 thoroughfares. You glance around the loose bundles of wires and stained metal plates. It seems a safe place to talk. You just muttered about having something to deal with and then split. Just like that. Bliss sighs and shakes their head. Just went before I could say a thing. Pause for a moment. And try to react. What's going on? Bliss shrugs. You told me, Sleeper. I thought Marco was solid. Bliss folds her arms. This doesn't look solid to me. It looks far from solid. Take a moment. No need to panic. Marco brought you here. He'll get you out. You look down the corridor towards a busier, wider passage where people drift by. If he needed to deal with something, and well, he needed to deal with something, it doesn't mean anything. We sure as hell wish he'd given you a warning. The veiled and now short-handed, this job is going from bad to worse. Oh, great. At least we're not being actively hunted. That's something. So I need some sort of food. And I'll see what the other place is useful. Because I can't go anywhere else on here? No. Just here for now. Alright, wash gate. Let's get in. Ah, this isn't great because Bliss obviously can't do this. Great. Well, at least Bliss has her own thing she can do. At least it's a 4, but better than 0. And she's got a high stress tolerance. Also brings wanted attention. Safe space. This is 6, 100%, so should get us somewhere. Okay, we're nearly there. We just need to have a good roll from our neck rest. We'll be okay. Ah, we're starting to break dice because of our stress. No. Not great. Okay, let's get in there, eh? Fuck the bait. Let's use a 5. Crack it in there. Let's get in there and we'll end up 5 stress most likely. Yeah, knew it. Just knew it. Fucker's rest. Trap Cypher still pasty. Ah, at least Bliss can help on this one. Might not be the best rolls for Bliss, but Bliss can help. Trap Cypher, rather than steal pasty wholesale, it might be safe for that. First was late. Doctors, next was later. So, let's try this. Steal pasty 100%. We're going to try it. 5, it'll still be positive, but it's how positive. I might gain stress. I gain more stress. Okay, let's get out of here. Get to the freighter for a night. We're stressed out. We'll get in there anyway. Makes sense, but that's where we really don't want to be. Okay, some amazing rolls. If we have our ideal, all of those will be a 6. If everything goes well, every single one of those will be a 6. Because we have positives in nearly everything. So that's really good. I cannot say how good that is. That could not have come a more opportune time. That is phenomenal. Wow. Fucking rest, I'm sure there's nothing else to do here. Yeah, cool, that's done. Let's head back here. Let's get inside. So fast cars. Let's continue. The unmarked door slides open as you use the cipher. Beyond it, a dark tunnel descends, its roof a mess of bundled wires and tubes and wires. Entering, you see a flickering light as its far end, and hear the soft echo of raised voices. You hear Bliss taking a deep breath behind you. We stay quiet, we listen in, that's all. You aren't sure if they are talking to you or not. You drift down the tunnel, keeping your limbs clear of the sides, your passage through the air silent and gentle. You focus on the flickering light, the sound of the voices growing ever louder. As you descend through the tunnel, you notice a small dark doorway leading off before the tunnel reaches a bottom. You slow yourself gently, fingertips grazing the metal walls on either side. Glancing through, you see the doorway leads out onto the framework balcony, high on the wall of some dark room. You glance down to the bottom of the tunnel and hear the voices rising in volume. Here, Bliss nods to the balcony. We stay here, in the dark. You come out onto the balcony overlooking a dark, cavernous room, lit in patches, with a bright area at the far end. It is filled with people, with Subo enforcers and members, all facing forward, their floating bodies silhouetted by a pool of bright light ahead, and in that bright pool, 2 figures are arguing. You come to the edge of the balcony, feeling of safety granted to you by both your elevation and the cover of darkness. Below, the entire room has its attention focused on the 2 figures in the pool of light, watching audience keeping the dark perimeter as if they were observing a piece of theatre. You feel Bliss arrive beside you, their attention, like yours, in the scene below. These are my territories. You need to withdraw. One figure, their features hard to define in the pool of light, gestures to the others. There is no discussion to be had. Oren, Elliot Subo Warden. Ashi? Ashi's Subo Warden. Oh, they're both not great guys. He's got a big old stiletto. And flip-flops, the worst combo in space. The other figure laughs. You're pathetic, Oren. The washgate is a joke, like you. He turns to the crowd, and you see dark hair, dark eyes, and a smile like a slit. The other head figure addresses the gathered crowd. Oren makes nothing from the washgate, all that freight, and he lets it slip by while he soaks up bribes. Hearing echoes around the crowd. He's stealing from you all. Oh, Daichi. Daichi, you piece of shit. Oren spits, a glint in orb zipping past the other man. You've no respect. You of the crowd enter the light. gathering behind one figure or the other, barely more than an enforcer already dictating terms. If you had any idea what's happening in the passages, you know we've been facing sabotage and resistance across the washgate. Oren shakes his head. Subo's control is under question. Sabotage and resistance. You quietly log the remark in your mind. Those are the people you have to find. Daichi smirks in response. You still know how it is in the passage, but you are getting soft, Oren. Glances around. You can't deal with some angry shop owners. He makes a show of his mocking laugh. I'm easy to mock. They are organised, and I'm close to rooting out their meeting places. Oren folds his arms. You wouldn't know where to start looking. If you say so, old man. In the end, it's only a matter of time before someone ambitious notices how weak you've become. Daichi draws a finger across his throat with a grin. The room erupts in shouts. Both sides call out insults, while others from the crowd air their own problems, some drifting into the light, tackle Daichi or Oren directly. Silence! A voice cuts through the room, raised above all others. The noise drops. You lean forward to get a better view. It's Ankita, no! That's the mercenary who was on the, thingy, in the other game. The woman holds her muscled arms in the air, a wide, strong posture of control, not surrender. You hear a sharp intake of breath from Bliss beside you, but you dare not look away for more than a moment. Yeah, Bliss will know her. Both of you. She shakes her head, a long braid snaking through the air as she does. Enough. This is not how we do things. The chaos is replaced by a disgruntled muttering. No one voice willing to rise above the murmur. Daichi floats to one side, arms coolly folded, while Oren fumes opposite him, his hands in tight fists. So, this is how the Starward ward conducts its business. He shoots hard looks around the room, animals fighting over scraps. Ankita, Oren eyes Daichi as he speaks. Daichi is one disrespecting their leadership and the trust they have placed in. I've said enough. Your weakness does not impress me, Oren. Turns to Daichi, and neither does your petulance, Daichi. Oh, I'm really sad she's gone down, like, this path. She was a mercenary that was looking to get out of her work, but this is crazy. She's, like, leading a big criminal gang. I mean, commanding a Subo lieutenant is not great. What are you calling weak, Ankita? Oren narrows his eyes. You may be Lane's favourite, but I have something that will change all that. He looks over the heads of the crowd. Bring him. Figures dragged in a circle of their light. Their head low, a greasy tangle of dark hair drifting over their face. They lift a hand and slick it back over their eye. Marco, Bliss hisses from beside you, as Marco's pale face catches the light gleaming with sweat. This one here is a very interesting story to share with us all. Owen gestures to the gathered crowd. We're all aware of the bounty Lane has put on the head of a very valuable escaped sleeper and their accomplices. While Marco here tells me, he smiles at Marco. His eyes are fixed forward, squinting at the light, but the same sleeper is, right now, on a freighter moored in the Washgate docks. A ripple runs through the gathered crowd, a reflection on the value of this information. You wonder how much priority is on you in Seraphine's head. You look into Marco's eyes, attempting to see any indication of what this might be. A desperate bid to save himself, or a betrayal of everything you agreed upon. His set stare reveals nothing. Now, Lane himself will return in 3 cycles. You can imagine how pleased he will be when I present the sleeper to him. Peter stares at Oren. You have no business keeping this from me. Folds her arms. I'll be the one to bring the sleeper in. Not so fast, Peter. Oren turns to the gathered crowd. First of you to bring me the sleeper will be given a share of Washgate. He shoots a look back at the circle of light. That includes you, Daichi. The crowd erupts into shouts and movement. The assembled Utsubo members suddenly up and moving towards the door. You push yourself into a corner of the balcony, tucking yourself in the shadows as you hear the tunnel filling with voices. There are shouts and scuffles, and you fear that any moment you'll be discovered. As time passes, the noise subsides. You only open your eyes when the sound disappears altogether. The Utsubo members are on their way to your freighter. A freighter that is supposed to take you off Darkside. You feel the panic rising. You're trapped here once more. I can't, Bliss whispers beside you. I don't. They meet your eyes. We need to go. Now. You send through the tunnel, silent, slow. Your eyes are on the entrance, hoping that no Utsubo members return or enter. And then you are back to the main passageway, blinking in the light of the fluorescent panels and gliding away from the entrance, lost in a daze. Ah, we were betrayed. What a surprise. Somewhere in the rise, you eventually stop, not sure where you might be going, but needing to get away from what you just witnessed. You can't go back to the freighter, that much is clear, which means no supplies, no place to sleep. Then there's Marco. Was this always part of his plan, or is it just as him in survival mode? Mind fills with questions and worries, the path ahead unclear. I know a sleeper. Bliss seems out of breath, bracing herself against the wall of the passageway. Ankita, you see a tear glittering drifting from the eye. We came to the belt together. What do you mean? We were together. We came from the eye on her ship. That was a long time ago. Bliss stares hard at the wall, not meeting your eye. Nikita, she was a mercenary, but he left that behind. Liz stops wiping her face with both hands. You don't know Tsubo? I don't understand. She would never betray love. Sorry. I say, this isn't right, Sleeper. Something is going on. Maybe I can find her, talk to her. Liz shakes her head. Because she has to have a reason. There must be more to this. What about Marco? I don't know. He sold us out, but Liz shakes her head. Something doesn't add up. Why strand himself there? Here. Liz goes quiet, lost in thought. It's clear, as you see them turning the problem around in their mind, that their passive and Kita is affecting their judgment. Go and talk to her? That woman looked homicidal, but she is Marco, and you still don't know what to do about that. Can you really leave this place without him? How would Seraphim react? He actually has been caught by Tsubo. Can you forgive him for giving in to the pressure? You are struggling to be angry at him, perhaps because you have been where he is now, under Tsubo's control. What would you have done to escape? Who would you have given up? We need to find somewhere to rest, Sleeper. Liz is dry-eyed and determined now. Decision made in her mind. We should stay here in the rise, far away from the port. We'll need supplies, and more than that, we'll need a way out. They turn away and look down the passageway. I find an empty unit for us. Don't go anywhere. You take a moment trying to find the focus. Maybe if you could find those resisting at Tsubo, they could help you? Though you wonder if they even existed after all, given that Marco was the one who reported their existence to you and Seraphim. Was this the whole thing a ploy to connect the bounty, bring you to Darkside? You can search out Marco, perhaps he can answer you, better or worse. Then you recall Oren's words, sabotage and resistance. If that was an honest plea, and there is some truth in what Marco said, Tsubo is being resisted. Try and gather yourself. Give the bounce back. Come up fighting, otherwise this place will drown you in its darkness. Right. Bring Bliss on your... Oh, really? Evil X? Bring Bliss on your Darkside recon. Oh, I didn't even realise that. That's cool. I didn't realise they were going out there. Abandoned unit, Licoro. So we can do stuff here. Supplies empty, great. What else is out there? Nothing. Okay, so we've got an abandoned unit. We can at least rest somewhere. Still supplies. Oh god. Licoro lives up to its name. There's a dizzying strip of screens and stalls piled high with tech. Can you find supplies among all this? Wait till we stay hidden. I mean, hey, I've got positives. I've got 6s at least. Resupplied. Oh no, sorry, we need to steal everything to get resupplied. Okay. So we've actually got supplies. We've got 2 supplies. Not great still. Is there anything I can do here? I don't want to waste these 2 6s. They're too good to waste. It looks like there's nothing I can do for the time being. Fine. We rest. Not great. Could be going better. Breaking the cold of an abandoned unit to an unsettling quiet. The air cyclers whine, the heat diffusers hum, nothing around you breathes. You're alone. Slowly raise yourself, unclip the straps from the bunk, and allow yourself to drift up into the air. Silence. And then, in that silence, you hear something. A scrape or scrap. It draws your eyes to the unit's doorway, where a shape is settled in the dark. I knew you couldn't have gone this far, and Kita shifts to fill the doorway. Russia. It probably messes up, but... You kick off hard, dropping your shoulder and tucking your head so you slam into her chest with full force. Kita reels back and spins, wrapping you with both arms and use your momentum to whip you around and bundle you back into the unit. Floss, not bad. Flexes her shoulders. That was a solid hit. Just calm yourself. Kita holds up both hands. Let's not cause too much damage, she raises an eyebrow. May I come in? She drifts through the doorway. We don't need any extra attention right now. What are you doing here? Look, just shut up and listen. And Kita drops her voice. Risking everything by coming up here, she hisses, so don't make this any harder than it is. What you need to know is this. I'm on your side. I want Darkside free just like you, and I hate Lane just as much as you do. And Kita sighs. I just have different methods, that's all. She raises an eyebrow. You might say better methods, given how well your visit has gone. Why should I trust you? I'm the only person who can get you off Darkside. To listen closely, and Kita hisses. It's taken me more cycles than you would believe to get this deep into a Tsubo. I'm not about to give it up for one escapee. Their lane doesn't usually run all across the belt chasing a lone escapee, even a sleeper. Kita drifts a little closer, overshadowing you. So you need to tell me, now, what does Lane want with you? Why are you so important to him? I don't remember. You raise an eyebrow, please, tell me you're joking. What you don't understand, Sleeper, is that I've been trying to keep you safe since I saw you arrive, but your friend hasn't made it easy. Getting himself caught by Kubo is bad enough. Then blabbing about you being here, she sighs. I need to protect you from so much. Where's Marco? I don't run the gang, he's orange, I can't risk starting an internal war. Either way, you were lucky you aren't in the same position, and you have me to thank for that. That's the game, and keep your eyes. Why is Zane pursuing you? I think that your frame is changing. Kia looks away in thought as you explain. She waits for you to finish. None of it makes any sense. There's no way I'm letting Lane get his prize, not until we understand more. Use your hard look. I can get you out, but I need a couple of cycles. I need you to do something for me. You need to take this with you, off station. She produces a thumbnail drive and holds it up. This is everything I've managed to scrape from within Otsubo. The key to challenging Lane is on here, I know it. Take it to Oliviera. It's tucked away in the crate on the shoulders. A massive debris field beyond the hollow. Reach your eye. You give it to Carmen, no one else. Key presses the drive into your palm and close your hand around it. No one but Carmen, you understand? Lane's rise has been cruel. He's spilt too much blood. When I'm ready, I'll make him pay for that. Carmen needs to analyse what I've got on him. Find the right place and moment to strike. It meets your eye. I knew a sleeper once. I should have trusted him. Let's go with your hand. So now I'm trusting you. Ah, that's actually made me feel like goosebumps. It's so like great way to draw it back in. But I'm so glad. I was so worried she'd have turned evil, but I was like, there's no way, surely. I'll get you out and you deliver. That's the deal. Kita cracks the knuckles, then together we can. And Kita, you hear Bliss's voice, faint but clear from behind Kita. See the confusion when Kita's face turns. Bliss? She trails off, her aggression dissolving in front of you. What the hell do you think you're doing? It's been patched. Oh? What? Which was that? What the hell do you think you're doing? You see a rare flash of anger in Bliss's face over on Kita's shoulder. Sumo, really? This is where you fled to? The welcome arms of the Belt's cruelest gang? Bliss, and Kita stumbles over her words. And now what? You're here to deliver the sleeper to Lane? Bliss stares down. You disgust me. Bliss, it's not like that. I'm here to help the sleeper, to help you both. She sighs like that. What the hell are you talking about? Bliss's anger is softened a little by their confusion. I'm betrayed at Subo. I'm working to get the sleeper out of Darkside to free this place. Infiltrated, Bliss laughed. So that's it. You've cast yourself as some sort of spy? You shake their head. After you left, this is where you find you. You're trying to get yourself killed. Kia looks down silent, her panic and seeing Bliss now turning into a cold, hard anger. Don't lecture me. I'm trying to do something worthwhile. She meets Bliss's eyes with fire. You've no idea what I've had to do. Bliss looks away. I don't want to know. They shake their head. I don't want to know a thing. Silence falls in the room, the tension growing, and Kita turns to you. I have to go, Sleeper. Glances between the two of you. I've already taken a big risk coming here. You cannot find me. 2 cycles, be ready to leave. She backs out of the unit. When Lane comes back, you go out. Neither of us want him to win here. And a piece of advice, forget Marco. Keep your head down and wait for me. He raises the finger. You need supplies? Steal them in Flicker Row. Otherwise, keep to yourself. He gives you a hard look and slips out of the unit. Oh, goodness. Not as great a roll as in this one, but we can live with that. Can we even do anything? There. The Rise, residential area. Such network, such passages. I was supposed to store Marco. To find him, this is the place to look. After the betrayal, you may not want to try. Oh, do we try and save Marco? I think we try anyway, to be honest. Even though I'm the only one that can do it. I mean, I've got 3 rolls. Might as well. Action. There are only 5s, though, which is a worry, because a 5 can lead to stress. It didn't, which is good for once. But it can lead to some serious stress. So we'll give it a try. To be fair, they're working, but this is not good. That's not good. 3s aren't great. But we're only going to be here for like 1 or 2 more turns. We might as well give it a go. See what we can do. Good roll. Nope. It was, but it caused stress. Good roll. Yes. Okay. So next turn we should be able to get it. Abandon unit and cycle. Ooh. This is getting a little bit sweaty. Lies empty, I need to restore stuff. You wake in the bare unit, floating in the endless shadow of Darkside. Inside the window, the lights city glitter, you do not see them. Your attention is instead on the tugging thread in your mind. Lane drawing ever closer, you shiver. 1 more cycle, and then you're out. Ooh, it's getting dangerous. It is getting dangerous. Right, let's head here, steal what we can. Search passages. Use a 4 on that, raise 5. Finish. Boom, positive, continue. Though you've no specific memory of it, there is something unpleasantly familiar about the place you find yourself in. Among the many, many stacked units of the Rise, framed by scaffolding and stretching away from Darkside's reflectors in a way that is only possible in 0G, you find yourself in a cold corner. Here, a locked door is marked with a Tsubo sigil. A single eel, curled back on itself, its mouth around its own tail. This is the kind of door behind which Tsubo keeps its secrets, its assets. Assets like you and Seraphim were, like Marco is now. Break the lock, break the door. And we're 50-50 on either, right? Yes! Positive outcome. We've been watching, which is why you know it should be an enforcer lazily left beside it, which is why you know you only have moments before they come back. You slip a shipbreaker's chisel from your belt pack and jam it into the lock, glancing over your shoulder as you try to force the mechanism. With a deft hand, you angle the chisel against the mechanism and, with a swift strike on the handle, the bolt pops off inside the lock. The door opens silently. You're in. A dim corridor stretches out ahead of you, lined with doors on either side. The memory hits you almost immediately. Long cycles between jobs in a cell like this. Wayne Lane's arrival, kept safe. All that you believe when you're first brought to a place like this. More of the cells are dark, empty. A warm glow spills from around one of the doors. You quickly approach and look in. Marco is tucked into an insert berth, padded niche like those in any unit. His back is turned to a small window in the door. You slam the exterior lock release without thinking, Marco turning over to face the door as it hisses open. Sleeper, he freezes for a moment, unsure of your intentions. He raises a hand as if to protect himself, but something puts something between you and him. Let's go. Marco nods and pushes himself up. He eyes you but doesn't say a word. Recriminations can wait. You back out into the passageway. Marco follows slowly, tentatively. Time to leave. Lucky me. Archie floats in the corridor with a knife in his hand. I come to squeeze a little more information from Oren's prize it. He looks a long knife at Marco. It looks like I've got everything I need. He closes the gap, raising the knife. Now stay still. I prefer to leave you to Lane in one piece. Try to run. Pause it. Neutral. It's not great. The knife cuts deep into as you spin about onto it. The knife cuts you deep as you spin onto it, but you do not stop. You kick hard for the doorway or the passageway, lights watching over you and pulses as you do. Moments later, Marco and you are streaking through the passage of the Rise in a haze, pain fading, but you fear holding a strong desperate but the fear holding the strong desperate to leave this place once and for all. I misread that. I was butchering it. You used to leave Marco and Darkside. Friend of a friend. We need to go. We're out of food as well. Stress is going to shoot up everyone. We're not robbed from the market again? No. That's the apartment. Stress for everyone. Stress. Take your stress. Have some stress. Make it through Darkside Recon without getting caught. Amazing. Marco rises from birth quietly. You haven't really spoken. Two of you kept busy by your own injuries and the constant fear that Archie will find you. But so far he hasn't, and if Nkita is to be trusted, this is your final cycle on Darkside. You look at Bliss floating in the corner, staring vacantly at a spot on the wall. Did you best to explain what Nkita had told you about her involvement with Tsubo? But since then they have been quiet, removed. You haven't dared to ask more about their history together. You trust that when Bliss is ready for you to know, they'll tell you more. You wait in silence, no one eager to speak. Deep fatigue has set in, and in this moment, all anyone can do is wait for the excursion to be over. She's here, Marco knocks the doorway where the silhouetted figure waits. Peter looks at Marco and then at you, a raised eyebrow, the only acknowledgement that you went against her advice. Lane is back on Darkside. We have to go now. Peter looks tired, angry. We won't have another chance. Come with me, quickly, quietly. Turns and pushes out into the corridor. Exhausted looking Bliss turns to you. Let's put this place behind us. He'll lead you across Darkside, not stopping to look back. Lights and passages flash by. You barely notice them. All eyes are fixed ahead on the way out. At some distant part of the station, Nkita stops at the docking bridge. A small freighter visible through the viewing windows. Slaps the door release and slides open. Grabs your shoulder. Look into your eyes. Lane's focus will be on Darkside now. He needs to stop the infighting and shore up at Tsubo. If you get out now, he won't follow. Remember, Nkita hisses the instruction to you. Get that drive to Oliveira. Give it to Carmen. No one else, no matter what they say. We'll be back. He simply nods and then she's gone, disappearing into the endless winding passages of Darkside. You drift gingerly down the docking tunnel, which leads into the cold and sparse cargo bay of the ship. Once you're inside, there's a hiss and the door sitters shut. For a moment you panic, seeing no exit, no other door, just a metal walled bay. Is this a trap? The engine rumbles to life. Oh, we're off. And you give in to your exhaustion. If Nkita has tricked you, at least you're leaving this place behind. And then you feel it, cold fingers reaching into your mind. You were close. You were so close, Lane's voice is in your ear. You were here. The wrestling, shifting. I can't quite place you. Can't quite put my finger on you, Sleeper. But I know you were there. What are you doing here? Hoping to confront me, perhaps? Or something else? A hiss. I'm right here, you coward. Come and find me. I'll admit, I'm not quite ready for you, Sleeper. Flicker and a spasm. But so soon, this will all be over. A tone begins. Thrill and inescapable. Let me show you. The tone rises. Lane is on the bay in the freighter. The pull of constant acceleration accompanying pressure against his chest. Lane looks around the bay, taking it in slowly. He inhales stale air deeply. Lane feels power, feels pride. A sense of control over another excites him. This is his desire. Lane lifts his right hand and turns it in the air, flexing his fingers in a satisfying wave. Something flickers at the corner of your vision. For a moment, you strain to turn Lane's head. It does not turn, but you swear you see a figure there, in the bay with you. It opens its mouth as if to speak, as if to scream, then it is gone. A smile grows on Lane's face, spreading tightness that has its own impulse. He raises one hand and uses it to grip the smallest finger of the other. Pause and then a sudden jerk. He snaps the finger back against the joint. His pain is instant, as is yours. It burns your vision away. He's trying to take over her body. When the white-hot blindness has faded, you look out at the same metal walls. You hold the same finger in your hand. As you release it, see the crooked shape it has been bent into. A shiver runs through you, and you reach back into your own mind to see if any trace, any fragment of Lane remains there. You put your hands over your on your face and push, as if to push him from your head. The ship continues on, its starward arc, away from Darkside, away from Lane, but you can't help but feel that some part of him is still there, behind your eyes, concealed beneath the pain of the snapped finger. Oh, so he's like inside of our body. Takes a long time before you're ready to discuss everything. First there was the journey to the yard, then disembarkment from the freighter, then explaining to the waiting crew why the ship was impounded, something Marco offered 1,000 apologies for. Thankfully the crew of the ship that brought you at Darkside sent by Keita to the other side and settled them. Through the promise of remuneration or the threat of violence, you aren't sure, but you expect they will leave together for Darkside soon. Do your best to explain things to the crew through touching on what happened with Marco is something you were willing to do at first. Not willing to do. Bliss in particular seems to struggle, taking themselves away from the rest of the crew, and mostly staying in their bunk. It seems the encounter with Nkita brought back memories from the time the two of them were a couple, and harder memories too, from the time after, when Nkita left. The whole time you find yourself in a daze, your skin hurts, and your muscles tremble, you don't feel yourself. You rest for a while, and as you do, conversations echo around you, until you find yourself able to rise. Sleeper. Marco comes to you quiet in the rig. Can we speak a moment? Go ahead. Marco nods. Thank you, Sleeper, he looks down. I know it must cost you everything. But you have to understand something. When they caught me, I was looking for someone important to me. That is why I wanted to come with you. I just wanted to get a message to him, and to know that he was alright. Screws up his face, each word bringing him pain. I admit, I thought I might be able to bargain on his behalf. It would get us both out. Bargaining using my life? Marco can't bring himself to confirm it. We both know it is true. All I can say is, I'm sorry. Look, you can use the yard when you get back at the scout yards. There are some components in there. Take what you want, Marco sniffed. I'm going to stay here a while. He does not meet your eyes. He simply turns away and drifts down the corridor. As he does, Sovereign passes by, receiving no acknowledgement. Hey! Hey, he's out of his bandages! I mean, it's still messed up, but he's out of his, getting... Sovereign gives you a questioning look at Marco leaves. What happened out there, Sleeper? He floats in there, stretching his scarred arm, the protective sleeve he's been wearing since the hospital finally removed. Subaru are fighting amongst themselves. You explain about the meeting you witnessed, the conflict between Orin and Daichi, and Nkita's intervention. And Nkita takes a little more effort, but you try to remember everything that happened. You explain Nkita's insistence that she was working against Darkside and how she got you off the station. Explain that Tsubo itself is coming apart with Lane's absence, and that this will draw his focus away from the two of you. So everyone waits until you finish to respond. So this Nkita got herself inside of Tsubo? You raise an eyebrow. Just to try to break their grip on Darkside, he whistles. Take some balls. Explain the drive, mention Oliviera and Carmen, and then hold up the thumbnail drive, the one Nkita entrusted to you. Oliveira, he screws up his face. I've heard of it, maybe once or twice. I just assumed it was some backwater colony size. Never met a Carmen though. What's on that thing? Seraphin nods at the thumbnail. Nkita didn't say. Don't get it. Seraphin raised an eyebrow. You just delivered this little mystery drive and that's all? He looks away, deep in thought. That's what they want you to do next? Oliveira. Never even heard of it, but it seems like the place to go if you want to help Nkita fight back against Lane. Look at the drive, and as you do, you can feel You can't help but feel you're being used, not for the first time. One thing I will say, Seraphim begins, clearly thinking out loud. If we do head back to Darkside, take on lane, we're going to need to do so on our ship this time. Some crews get spoof transponders, send out a signal matching another ship, he shrugs. Not going to get one fitted here, but that's something we need to look out for. Sure, you think. Go back to Darkside where Lane waits. A shudder of fear runs through you, thinking of the moment he slipped into your mind on the freighter. If you ever go back there, you need to know something to counteract him. You also recall Overseer's presence in the moment too, his strange form holding its shape as Lane tried to override your control. Perhaps Overseer is a way for you to resist its signal. Your mind whirls with possibilities and problems. Is this really the right move? To go back to the place that almost killed you twice? Take Lane on? Seraphim looks at you expectantly. What are you thinking, Sleeper? We need to prepare. Couldn't agree more. Seraphim shakes his head. Next time will be different. We'll be ready. We will come up fighting and Lane won't have a clue what's hit him. We need work. We need a crew. Seraphim starts counting on his fingers. We need to take these things to Oliveira, and we need you strong, Sleeper. Speaking of, Seraphim takes our box of components. Kept myself busy these past cycles, working in the fabricator bays and the scatter yards. We could use some spares. The first Seraphim takes a breath. We rest. I could snooze for once. We're all broken up and glitchy, but we're alive. That's the important part. But I think for now, I want to do this one. I want to do no damage on Dice Buff. No, it changes. Oh, right. Oh, I didn't realise that. I thought we could just have both. Okay, that's a problem. We'll do no damage on Dice Roll and then we'll do these as the bonuses. That's fine. We can live with that. Oops. But cool. I am going to end this session there. Thank you so much for whoever's joined me. Lord, Akula, thank you all for being here. So I appreciate you, and I will speak to you all later, okay? Thank you for being here. If you're watching on YouTube, if you've got this far, thank you so much. And I hope you've enjoyed. I'll speak to you later. Bye for now.